And we're going to talk about retargeting your Facebook ads. And I'm super excited to do this with your database to show you how to simply just get in front of your people more often and use your consumer site. So I'm going to actually start with your agent site today. And then I'm going to work my way into the ad creator. You get to see all the insights and the correct ad to use. And then we'll dive into tagging and smart plans and things of that nature as well. So let's begin. Let me grab my screen here. And then again, for those of you who are just joining me, place your questions in the chat and I will get to them the best I can. All right. So I'm going to actually show you in the back end here where you should truly begin to set yourself up for success as you retarget your database through Facebook ads, okay? And because I'm using your agent site, I'm going to show you that there's a really cool setting back there to help you win more leads and also just to be aware of who's also looking on your agent site as well. Sound good? So left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to start here. We're going to head to consumer. So as you may or may not know, agent sites have had a huge update. So if you have not done that yet, I highly suggest to do it just because they're super pretty. They look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And there's some other really cool things that we've added to our agent sites that would really help benefit your business, like adding the home valuation widget, and then other things like creating your own landing pages and also custom pages as well. Vendor list you can upload to your new agent site as well. So if you've been waiting for all those things, just know the time is now to upgrade. And also a disclaimer of that is your old sites, your legacy sites will not transfer over to the new site. So do your homework, look at your new site, rather your current site now, ensure that you like all of it, and or maybe you put a lot of time into it. My suggestion is to copy all of your content and paste it into a Word doc before you then hit upgrade, because those pages will not transfer over. So do your due diligence, make sure you're not losing anything that you really put time into. And I'm giving you all the things here because I can't just not give you all the things. So here I am. I'm in the consumer applet. I'm going to head here. And as you can see, I've updated and upgraded my site. And down below here on this page, you'll see your subdomain. So there's my subdomain, lesliejackson.kw.com. Some of you may not know where that lives. And so that's why I like pointing that out. The other thing that lives here is your app URL settings. So that is something to just be aware of if you want to start adding more branding into your email campaigns and any other branding online. You have each and every one of you have your own unique branded URL. And then down here, you have preferences to set up your app and site. If you did not know this, I love just pointing this out, that you can either enable or disable Keller Home Loans. You can either enable or disable Keller Covered, and then enable or disable your neighborhoods on your agent site. Now, for those of you who have been with me on this journey of just pouring into you and teaching command classes to command your conversion group, we do have a partnership with Nextdoor, and they are the ones that are mapping all of our neighborhood boundaries, or all of the neighborhood boundaries, over to your site, which gives you a leg up in communication to your buyers and sellers, because guess who doesn't have that information? Rhymes with Billow, right? So do some searching online, just like how neighborhoods populate in bigger home search third-party companies, and show that to your people. Show them what you have is proprietary. Cool. So I'm here as a maps coach to just also pour into you as far as like value proposition and what else you can provide in those conversations when you are sitting with a seller or a buyer. Now, forced registration is where I want you to head. Based on everything that I've given you, go ahead and adjust what you'd like to adjust. But what I want to do is click on unrestricted, okay? And then make sure you hit save changes. So now all of this is basically the prep work that I'm telling you now to do in order to retarget and capture contacts and leads into your database. Make sense? So this is crucial step. Make sure you click unrestricted. The other thing that I want to point out, you could also do 2 properties depending on like how, accommodating you want to be. I know some big teams say 2 properties is where it's at. In this case scenario, we are creating a Facebook ad. This will be used as our forced form of registration. Make sense? So if they look at one home and leave, then we didn't capture them. So that's a risk that you will be taking in this teaching today, just so you know. Okay. All right. So now that I've saved changes to unrestricted, I'm going to head back to, I'm going to actually, for me, I'm going to put on 10 right now because I have to show you something first. So I'm going to head to my site. And this is something that you could practice with too, but just know that that setting is really important. Because I live in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, my database is in Colorado. I want to start really targeting people who live in specific cities or neighborhoods within Colorado, right? And I know that my database is here. So I'm going to head to my area, and that is Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And so this is what I would like for you to emulate for your own local area that you will be targeting with your Facebook ad. So what we're going to do together is create a home search in the area that your database lives in and that you live in. Now I'm going to pause there. I want you to also think about where else your database lives, or where in the areas that you think your database would be interested in. So be the investigator of your own database. Go and look at all the people that are in there. Where do they live? How did you meet them? Ask yourself all these questions because it's going to give you clues on where they could be living in their next life journey. So I know Colorado extremely well. I know that if somebody were to move up in their forever home, there are a lot of people that tend to find bigger lots. Well, where are those bigger lots in Colorado, right? So I want you to think like that as the local expert. Where are people downsizing, upgrading, first-time home buyers? Where are all those cities and niches? Because that is how you're going to be targeting them in this campaign. Make sense? All right. So I'm going to come back to this where we left off. We have our home search. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while and might have been attending some of my classes in Colorado as well, you know that there are filters within this section on your site. These filters are also going to set you up for success because you're speaking to a particular audience, and their price range is going to be matching that audience. So first-time home buyers, we could probably assume, right? You never know, they could have heavy pockets, but first-time home buyers are probably going to look for homes around 500,000 here in Colorado, or 600,000 here in Colorado, or maybe it's a townhome. So you get the control here within this filter to really set you up for success. Now, the reason why I point out this filter, everyone, is because you can also match your language to this filter in your ad. Looking for homes around 500 to 600,000 in Colorado, click here. Do you see how this happens? As we set up our foundation, we're going to match that to this filter. So I'm going to just say 500. And let's do 700. This is it's probably going to give us a little bit more of a search here. All right. So as you can see, it's now only showing 37 results. And there it is. So now my only 37 results are showing up in this section. As you can see, the map adjusted. And this URL up top adjusted as well. So this is called a live URL, which means that you don't have to come back and update it. It's updating for you on the behalf of every MLS that your agent site is connected to. And so every time somebody clicks on this ad on Facebook, they may be getting different versions of it depending on timing, right? Which is super cool because it's going to look super fresh every single time they click if they see it multiple times, which also happens. All right. So I'm going to stop there. What kind of questions do you guys have for me before we move on? All right, great. All right, so now we've discussed the forced registration in your backend, the home search that you will be creating next on your agent site. Then the next thing that we need to do is to create a design for the ad. So as you can see on my shared screen, I'm going to keep this URL in my agent site here. I also have command open. So I'm going to come back to command. I'm going to head into designs. So that cute little paintbrush, I'm going to click on. And then next, I'm going to select create design in the upper right-hand corner of my screen. Next, I'm going to select social. I'm going to click the next button. And now this is going to bring me into the design library where I get to choose what kind of design I pick for my Facebook ad. So knowing this context of Colorado homes between 500 to 700,000, my database is full of first-time home buyers. I'm going to look for something similar in designs. So see how this is all correlating? So consistency in messaging and imagery are key. So I'm going to select listings. I'm going to select for sale on the left-hand side of my screen. I'm going to head to Social Square. The reason why is because it's going to allow me to push my ad to Instagram. And this is like one of the best choices so that it can do both. All right. Now I'm going to also pick something very simple. So in my teaching and Facebook ads, what I always like to point out is not too much text overlay. Facebook doesn't like it. A high definition image, Facebook loves that. And something that will stand out to stop the scroll. So this is all based on marketing knowledge that I have in my back pocket that I'm sharing with you. Left-hand corner of my screen, I'm going to pick this one. It says for sale. So if you're watching this video, I went on left-hand side of the screen to listings. I clicked on for sale. Then I'm going to pick this one. Okay. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same because I know that this one really generates leads. Okay. So I love how simple the design is. I'm going to select the 00 street name and type in my city location. I'll stretch it out to make it fit. Adjust it. Beautiful. Now I'm going to keep this for sale text box because in my content, I'm going to say homes for sale between 500 to 700,000 in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. So I am going to keep that and encourage you to do the same. Left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to select images. And one tip that I like to point out before I look for an image is ensure that you click the image on the right. Okay. See how it's highlighted in blue? Perfect. Left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to type in house. And there's going to be a lot of houses that come up and that are going to be lots of options to use for my ad. And because I know the city so well, I'm going to choose a house that looks like Highlands Ranch. And I want you to do the same because we are using a stock image. We want to emulate what a house looks like in Highlands Ranch so that the consumer in your database feels so inclined to click. And what I also like to point out too is ensure that you pick a home that matches the season currently. Okay. This house looks pretty similar to a home in Colorado. There are some brick homes, especially in nicer areas. And as you can see on the right, again, I've clicked this image. On the left, see those little two arrows that go opposite directions? or the same direction, I'm going to select that arrow. Now watch on the right. It automatically places a home on the right beautifully. I don't have to resize it. It's a beautiful high def photo. It's springtime here. The grass is green. Not all of the leaves are on the trees. Do you guys see this thought process? Okay. Now, my work is done. What I like to do also, knowing that I'm going to be creating more Facebook ads, I'm going to use this as a Facebook ad template. So I'm going to name it Facebook ad template. And then over here, I'm going to download it to my desktop just in case it doesn't pull over. All right. Now we've created our design. How simple was that? And I probably created it under like five minutes. Super easy, super simple. We're going to head back to command. So I'm going to select done. We're going to head back to command. And now we're going to create our ad to retarget our database. So I'm going to select campaigns. I'm going to select paid ads. Create campaign on the upper right-hand corner of my screen. Or you can select quick start. That will also get you there. And then paid ad. Great. Now, this is another crucial step in this journey of database retargeting, okay? As you can see, there are multiple programs, is what we like to call them, on our dashboard. Now, this says includes Facebook lead form, includes Facebook lead form. They're all in blue, includes Facebook lead form. We are not going to use that because wanting to teach you that if you did try to use this, you will not find the retargeting option inside the campaign creator. You will only find the retargeting option inside the yellow bubble programs. So uses your landing page lead form. I already taught you to select your consumer site as unrestricted. Knowing that registration form is automatically going to pop up after we send them to the URL that we've already created. Okay? Make sense? So I'm going to say attract sellers or buyers. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either. Because I am saying homes for sale in Highlands Ranch, I'm going to attract buyers. Now, some of you ask me these questions a lot, and that is, well, I want to get sellers. How do I do that? Great question. When you get the leads and or recurring database phone calls, ask them if they have to buy in order to sell. That's it. And then that is how you verify if they're a seller as well. All right. Highlands Ranch, Colorado. You can target up to 10 cities at a time. Now, I know this class is specifically for retargeting your database. I'm also teaching you to do both at the same time. So general public and also your database. Why? Because the bigger the net, the higher the probability we catch fish, right? So radius radius from when the pin drops right in the center of Highlands Ranch. I'm going to do about 20 miles. You know exactly where you live and the topography and geolocation. So you make that choice. There's no right or wrong. Now here it is, include my database. I'm going to select that. And it's going to ask me audience tags. So this is where all of the pre-prep work, I assume, based on all the classes you've taken in the past, that you know that the tagging system is huge in Command, right? So you have to have every contact tag that you want to be pulled into this list in order for this ad to run correctly. Now, there are some little pieces of fine print that I will cover here soon. But what I'd like for you to do is type in your targeting tag so that you can build your list and you can use multiple tags. Okay. So what Command is doing is it's reading the tags, and also in the back end, it's reading how many people you have associated to that tag. It's also reading if they have an email, a Facebook URL in there, right? All those things matter. So as you can see, to create a successful database audience, at least 100 of selected contacts must have a primary email or phone number for Facebook, Instagram to target, meaning their email and their phone number must match their Facebook profile already. Okay, so that's a disclaimer. The higher the probability of you adding more people in and that probability being matched, the better. Okay, any questions about that before I move on? Because I know that's a big piece. All right, great. You guys are so quiet today. All right, next up, media type. We're going to select from library. I'm going to find my beautiful image that I already created already there, which is amazing. I don't have to upload. The reason why I teach you to download is just in case for any reason command has a little bit of a hiccup, you don't have to wait for it to reset. So go ahead and download just in case. I'm going to say confirm and close. Right-hand side of the screen, there's my beautiful ad. Still searching, your perfect home is waiting. Access all listings on our website. I love this lingo, and I definitely want to say that you should ask yourself if you can use any of it, because then why not? In this case scenario, because we are creating a home search ad, say home search, homes for sale. Still searching, your perfect home is waiting. Access all listings. Access all listings. I'm going to get rid of. Call to action is definitely necessary. I'm going to also add, we just pulled a list of homes. All right, so as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, my ad copy is populating. You can say see less or see more. The other thing that I always teach in my ad creation is add emojis so that your ad stands out. You want to stop the scroll. And that's really the name of the game here, getting people to stop scrolling and pay attention to what you have to say, right? How many times are you scrolling and then you stop? What made you stop? Typically, it's something like this. It stands out. It caught your eye. The image caught your eye. And that's why imagery, keeping it simple is so important, and adding emojis as well. Find your forever home. I'm going to take that off and say homes under we'll use that K there. Because $700, that would be a deal in Highlands Ranch. We gotta put that K is really important. Okay, so now here we are. Enter URL. I'm going to head back to my screen. I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to paste it here. Whoops. I don't know where that came from. Okay, let's try that one more time. There it is. I love this option because you can preview this URL, so it takes you out of the campaign creator. It gives you that fresh new look as you land to that filtered page. There it is, 500 to 700,000 is already set. Beautiful. I encourage you to do the same thing just so that you can have peace of mind knowing that URL was created perfectly, and then proceed to the last step. All right, this question and questions come up a lot around, well, how do I set my budget and what's the best budget to go by? My rule of thumb is let's save you money, first off. Second off, the command is already prepared to do that, which is amazing. But you don't have to spend a ton of money in order to capture leads. What I will say is from my experience over the years, that a $50 budget, anything over $8 a day is great, just because Facebook loves when you spend a higher dollar amount per day. Therefore, it will optimize and show your ad more often every day in the time frame. So you could spend $8 a day on a $25 budget in a shorter period of time. Make sense? So let's do 17. 3 days. There you go. So you could do a 3-day ad, right? Depending on your budget. So what is your budget and how much you like to spend? And then you enter your billing card and voila, purchase now, you're ready to go. And that's how you retarget your database with Facebook ads, peeps. Isn't that cool? Isn't that amazing? Get excited, right? Awesome. Okay, what kind of questions do you have for me before we move on? Yes. Cicely?
Cecilia, as if there is.
Cecilia.
I realize there is none, but are there any particular days that are better to advertise on Facebook using the target method rather than others?
Can you rephrase that or just repeat that one more time for me?
Are there any days that are better than other days during to send out the targeted Facebook ads?
That's a great question. And no, I don't have that answer. Any day is a good day, especially if you're spending $8.
Okay, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, perfect. All right, anybody else have any questions? Now, the one thing, because I have not pointed this out and nobody has asked me yet, but I will point it out for you, is that we are not seeing automation with smart plans back here, are we? Or Facebook tagging, right? And so to get ahead of this, this is what I'm going to show you. Yes, somebody has a question. How many agents actually connect their contacts with their Facebook accounts in their database? Would it be helpful in this case? 100% it would be helpful. Like if you had a VA to just go grab everybody's Facebook profile URLs and add it to their profile, you're going to kill it for sure. You're going to win all the way home. Yeah. Great question, Nancy. Love it. All right. So I'm going to work backwards a little bit here in this teaching, just because there aren't any tagging systems here or automation. How many teams do I have on my call today? With a raise of a yes here in the chat. Are you on a team? Any teams? Yes. Okay. So I think perfect. So this is going to be a great way to show you some more automation. And you could even do it in this order that I just taught you, because it doesn't matter. Your Facebook ad is pending. It's not live yet. It takes at least 24 hours for your Facebook ad to go live. So I'm going to head back to command and by just using this back button. Okay. And then from here, you're going to head into settings underneath your name. And as a solo agent, you have a way to start managing leads as they come in and setting rules. I don't know if you know that, but you do. So underneath contacts, you'll head to lead management and you can create a rule. So check this out. My rule title will be Facebook ads. My lead source will be Facebook. Oh, there we go. Hold on. As I type in Facebook ad lead. And then I get to auto tag them, Facebook leads. And I can place a smart plan on them automatically. How cool is that? Relevate. Gotta give a shout out to Tyler Shields, one of my favorite people here in Colorado, also a mega agent that closes 100 deals in online leads a year. Great rule. There you go. So as your Facebook leads come in, they could automatically be tagged and automatically be placed on a smart plan. And I love it because if you were with me this whole time, you already created your ad and you're like, crap, I need to go back. No worries. You have time, because with this new ad experience, you can actually go back and edit anything in your ad. You can edit the budget. You can edit the call to action, all of the ad copy. You can change the whole thing while it's running. In the past, we weren't able to do that. So that's a huge update in the ad experience today, in today's world. All right, lovely agents. That was a 30-minute teaching. That's pretty sweet because that means how simple and straightforward it was. I love that I keep seeing some familiar faces here, and I'm gonna make sure that this is sent out to everyone who did miss it. Please go ahead and search on my YouTube page. I'm gonna just pause here and share my screen again. My YouTube page is here. I've been uploading all the recordings here. So as you can see, we have Learn Command at a high level, and then I'll make sure I'll start labeling them as well on what the title of the classes are. So I'll send out everybody the recording after class. Give me about 24 hours. And then as always, because I care about each and every one of you, I'm going to give you any of my time back. So if you're ever interested in taking your journey alongside with me, I am a MAPS coach. I'm offering a 30-minute free coaching session to you anytime. And yeah, let's just explore where you are in your business and how I can support your goals. Cool. You're welcome, Brenda. Thank you. I appreciate that direct message. You all have a beautiful rest of your week. Again, you can reach me at lesliejackson@kw.com. It's Lesley. And until then, have a beautiful week. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.